uh, get the full power of Frog. We don't know. Butter could be eluding us.
And we have an Alonzi.
Alonzi? Is that a glove already?
I love the
is
power glove. It's so bad.
I don't think I've seen a single commentator pass up that joke.
Well, a lot of us are old enough that it is from our youth. I know I am.
I'm not saying I don't do it, but you beat me to it. Who's setting up for the tree pool? What are we getting from the trees? Chump change.
Glenntai, meanwhile, is heading over to check Lumberjack Cave, and he's setting up for a tree pull as well.
Who got bodied by those guards, though?
Yeah, that is rough. I thought he might have been setting up a regeneration warp.
Not
but
yet.
The crab drop in big 20s.
He's got a little bit of health to get back out.
Yes, with the full heart container. 3 bombs on the Lumberjack ledge, so no Aghanim required as of yet. Uncle's just got a big 20.
It's possible still. We don't know yet.
Right, but we don't know that it is required.
OPT, you're a better man than I for passing up that joke. Also, apparently that is 4 swords link?
Okay.
Possibly?
300 rupees from the mushroom spot.
Are we going to see an early Zora?
Well, we very well might with that level of money drops.
A mirror! Holy crap.
That is a nice find.
That is a really good find early. Alright, so with the items already in play, I think it's probably unlikely we're going to see a pedestal seed. Or at least not Aghanim. Haga on pedestal. I think that'd be interesting.
Glenn heading into the blind hut.
I think that's the next direction we need to go for randomizers. The bosses are now randomized. Ooh, Glenntai making good use of that mirror glitch.
That mirror glitch is a beautiful thing.
It is. Unfortunately, the blind hut is a bust.
There's a bottle, so that gives us a sick kid check.
It does.
Who about to go find his 300 rupees?
Vitreous and Hype Cave. That'd be great.
And a life lesson from the bottle vendor.
I thought life lesson was green rupee from Zora.
Oh, no, that's cruelty.
Alright, the doctor's found the mirror.
And Glentai's found a sword. What's that, lassie? Glentai's fallen down the well?
Well, he managed to get back out on his own power. So far, no bombs from Glenntai, though. He's got to go buy some. Because he's missed two cracked doors.
3 if you count Chicken Hut.
That's true.
And just a little piece of love from the sick kid.
That's another bottle.
To answer chat, honestly, I would disagree that Glenntai not buying bombs yet is wasting time because he's checking stuff that...
Why is Peter Pan always flying? Because he never lands! They both checked him.
Because he's checking things that are available without bombs. Yes, he's going to have to go back in, but...
Well, they both bought bombs at the same time, close enough to give a high five.
I mean, yes, he is going to have to go back and check the places, but he could have gotten bombs in either one of those locations.
It's a bit of a gamble. It's one I disagree with, but I'm also not running in the tournaments.
And the bloomerang in Chicken Hut.
Yep. And it's a small time waste to double dip these locations, but
And
it does
a successful chicken clip from the doctor.
Well, of course he's going to get the chicken clip. He's the doctor, after all. I don't know where I was going with that. Well, Blind's Hut was a bit of a waste. Just a hot 20. So, is there any early predictions you want to make? Any curses?
I'll wait till we see a map check.
A map check? Alright. That's fair. Isolated wants a hookshot pedestal.
And meanwhile, if you're not following these two runners, you really should be.
Yeah, go give them a follow.
Give them a follow, give them some love. They deserve it. Also, a big shout out to our restreamer Apobleticus and our tracker Isolated999. Let's see. My chat curse is going to be something off of a there's going to be at least one required item on a pendant dungeon boss.
All right, that's fair.
Flippers in race game.
You cannot ignore that, unfortunately. Not this early in the seed, anyway.
Yeah, not this early.
If they were able to somehow get information from Dark World, maybe. Oh, that's a green and Hera. And it looks like a 1 and a 6?
I didn't see if that was a 5 or a 6 in Desert.
4. Alright. No water walking for Glenntai.
But the good news is there's no need for water walking for Glenntai.
That's true.
Chat wanting Flippers to go to Hobo, Lamp to go to Death Mountain.
That could be interesting. It looks more like Glenntai is going to do his uncle check.
Chat asks when you can ignore Flippers. How about this? When Skullwoods is not Skullwoods. When Swamp is a pendant dungeon, and you can fake Flipper to Ice.
Ice and Swamp are pendant dungeons. This is probably when you could ignore it. Realistically, as long as you don't need to go to either of those two locations, you're fine.
Well, I'm just pointing out a seed where I played that I did in fact ignore Flippers. Looks like Glenn is heading to escape. And the doctor picks up his sword.
And who is picking up the items in Swamp? It's interesting that he's not making use of the mirror glitch.
Yes, I agree with you.
Usually if you pick something that essential to a run up that early, I would think you'd make use of that with every opportunity. I mean, this is probably the least of... Is that a cane?
That's gotta be the cane.
Oh, wow. Could we require Turtle Rock this seed?
That's very possible. I mean, Turtle Rock is almost always required, even when it's a pendant.
Almost.
The doctor heading into Mini Moldorm. Now, before the race, the doctor told me that he had K9 running shotgun.
Maybe he's responsible for all the text popping up.
Probably.
Alright, Glenntai at the end of escape. He's got his mirror ready to warp out.
The flute in Mini Moldorm Cave.
And a hammer. And a bottle. But
all hail Beatorp.
But flute and bottle. It looks like the doctor made a better call here.
Yes, but he does not go over to...
No, he went to Sanctuary.
He does not go over to Ice Rod Cave.
Well, right now I think he's going to go try and activate that flute.
Well, that's valid.
Glenn is going to go check the back of Escape. Chat brings up a great point. Who could be heading towards Thieves Town as well?
Yes, with the hammer and power glove that opens up Dark World, but he doesn't have Moon Pearl.
Oh, but Glenntai does. And there's one more item in the escape in the dark rooms.
I don't even try the dark rooms.
I don't blame you.
Well, with the exception of the first two in Eastern.
The first two in Eastern are fairly simple. I will try Old Man if I run into it on an... if I have need for it. I prefer not to, though.
He's 37.
What?
Well, it's not very old, is it?
That's fair.
I mean, I call him Dennis. I'll bet you didn't know he was called Dennis.
I thought he was Old Greg.
Well, you didn't bother to find out, now did you?
I didn't. Never asked. Alright, what do we got in Ice Rod Cave?
Just a little love.
He's almost got a lot of love. Now...
Well, he is the doctor. He's got 2 hearts.
I'm counting 4.
Oh, nice. Canis Samaria strats in Mini Moldorm Cave.
Well, that's honestly the first time I've seen that.
I've seen it, but it's been very rare.
Alright, bomb.
5 bomb upgrade on Lake Hylia Island as the doctor heads over to check the hobo.
Throughout this tournament, I've seen the cane used for far more things than I initially thought to try.
I can recall seeing one race where the runners chose to use the Cane of Samaria to beat blind.
That's one of the uses. I also didn't know you could bonk it.
Oh, yes. Ganon's Tower.
No, I didn't know you could fling it with the boots.
Right.
By running into it.
No, it's usually used in Ganon's Tower on right-hand side.
Huh, I always just throw it. but you do learn something new. And watching these races has been a really informative experience.
Oh, very much so. As the doctor sets up for, heads up to Zora and Waterfall Ferry.
Oh, he's got more than enough money for both of them.
But he's got to be careful because those crabs do 2 hearts of damage.
And both runners are still fairly vulnerable. Who finding the sanctuary heart?
The doctor getting the perfect waterfall cave. 2 hearts.
Meanwhile, get ready for... Yeah. Swag Duck Anthem going off.
Just a big 20 on the Zora ledge.
Now, this is where we could see the routes differ.
Yes.
Because who doesn't have the Moon Pearl? He hasn't checked the back of Escape yet. So that means Glenntai might be checking all of Death Mountain.
Yes, Glenntai doing Dark Room Death Mountain, and Zora just giving big bada boom.
Big bada boom.
But Glenntai doing the Dark Room to get the old man. Well, Dennis.
And it looks like who's heading over to Eastern?
Can't say that's necessarily a bad idea, but
It's not an awful call.
I think I would rather clear Hera first.
Well, who doesn't have access to Hera? Oh, no, he does.
Yeah, the doctor has access to Hera. I disagree with Chad. I would not go straight to Village of Outcasts Thieves Town because I only have 5 hearts.
I would.
Dark World enemies do a crap ton of damage.
Oh, I'm well aware of that. Looks like we're getting that's a hook shot on Spectacle.
Boing.
That is... Death Mountain was the play.
Oh my.
This is definitely heading into his advantage.
Yes, it is.
Alright, looks like we got an Ice Palace pendant and Misery Mire pendant.
Oh, those are 2 great dungeons to be pendant dungeons.
They are, except you know we're gonna have to go into ice. But that does give Glenntai full access to the Dark World.
The only thing that might be a problem for Glenntai doing Hera is if Basement is a required item.
That's true.
Because he's got no fire source. But it was big key in the chest and on the entry floor, so
Getting out those hammer strats.
hammer strats are good.
Oh, yes, they are.
Glenntai might have a lead right now, but it's really too early to tell.
It's still really early in this race. I wouldn't risk this if I was him. It looked like he was trying to hit, he was thinking about doing a hook shot over to the big chest. I'd be a little too worried about my health. And all for a burrito. Mmm.
That better be one tasty burrito. Baker.
I bring...
The baker gonna do the dark rooms in Eastern.
Does not look like he's found anything important yet. Eastern could be kind of a bust. Meanwhile, Moldrum...
Meanwhile, Glenntai fighting Trolldorm and the Hammer Strats. But he's also down to 1 heart, so he's got to be very, very careful.
I still wonder if it would have been better for him to go get a safety fairy or something. Oh wait, no, he has a fairy, doesn't he?
Oh yes, he does. He does have a fairy in a bottle.
Well, all right. So about that talks of sequence breaking, Glenn hasn't sequence broke the game yet. The only thing he did differently was the old man.
But the old man didn't. But Dennis didn't have anything important.
No.
So there's no sequence break in play here.
So far, who has technically done a larger sequence break than Glenntai has? He didn't do Nerk.
No. Moon Pearl was in the back. The 3 chests at the back of Escape.
Yep. Glenn forgot he had a fairy. That's mildly amusing.
Meanwhile, he is going to check Spiral Cave.
Probably the rest of Death Mountain too.
Yeah, probably the 5 chests at the bottom, or as I call it, that cave.
You mean the 7?
Or yeah, the 7 chests at the bottom. I still call it that cave.
I refer to it as 7 chests because it's always the hypest thing in Entrance Randomizer.
Well, I refer to it as that cave since the seed earlier in the tournament where it had Piece of Heart, where it had in increasing order of good on the items. Piece of Heart, Half Magic. Yeah, Half Magic was the second worst item in there. And 3 sword upgrades.
I'd be a little scared if I saw 3 sword upgrades.
Well, it was... It kind of shocked both commentators. Okay.
I mean, it's not going to be as exciting this time around with that big heart and the arrow upgrade.
Yeah, big heart and an arrow upgrade there, and now let's see. Now let's see what's in that cave. Piece of heart, 50 rupees, another piece of heart.
Powder.
And the ice rod. We've got hammer, we've got powder. Do you want to have a fetch quest?
Not really. Glenn already with the fall. Meanwhile, who probably a little annoyed he didn't come here first. I don't know, Ice Rod's really useful for a couple of spots. It's better than nothing against Argus in Swamp Palace. Meanwhile, who getting that fairy? I think he tried to death warp there.
Okay, I'll go for my commentator's curse now.
Oh?
Bow in Mimic Cave.
have a question. Did we get all the items in Hera? Did Glenntai find everything in Hera? Or is there still something in the basement?
I think he did.
If he didn't, I'm gonna say Bo in the basement. Oh wait, no, he
Ooh.
didn't. He didn't because he didn't have a light source.
Well, but that could have been Compass.
Could have been. I will admit, I did not see.
I didn't notice if Moldorm.
I think the other one was Blue Rupee. So yeah, we got everything in Hera.
Are they forgetting that they have the hook?
I think they are.
Because it looked like Who was setting up for a bomb jump across to get the big chest.
No, he was.
Which is completely unnecessary if you have the hook shot.
Well, so far, the race has been a lot closer than it would have initially appeared. I don't know. Would you still say Glenntai is in the lead? Or in a lead?
I don't know. I think it depends on if he starts to go and check Dark World. Because if he starts to go check Dark World, yes, he'll be in a lead.
I agree with Chat. Glenn needs to push his Dark World advantage. And
Which it looks like he's going to do right now. Because he's heading up to the portal outside of Kakariko.
We're going into Thieves Town. Excuse me, Village of Outcasts.
Or he might be going to Skull Woods because it is V26.
It is. And V26 does have a bias on the pendant on all the dungeons.
But especially Skull Woods.
Seems like it. It's never useful for me, but a lot of the races I've seen, Moldrum had 50.
And the hammer strats on Trolldorm are clearly indicated when you have Fighter Sword.
Nothing too good in a chess game.
Okay, what was it?
I saw the upgrade. I did not see the first item.
Well, the first item is not... Yeah, it's the second item that's the thing.
Yeah, it was a bomb upgrade.
Okay, Glenn heading into Thieves Town. And it was 50 rupees on Moldorm, so yes, Glenntai did find both items.
We took his video game money. It's not his lunch money. You don't need $50 for lunch. He was gonna get Mario Odyssey.
I will say I think doing Hera first is before going over to check Rufus Xavier Sasparilla's place would be the better play, since Hera was green pendant.
Yeah. Who's already been over there, right?
Yes. And it's just bombs on Floating Island.
Well, that's unfortunate. Big key in the third chest.
And another burrito.
Man, with all these burritos, I need to get my ghost pepper salsa. Add some flavor.
Glenntai takes a death.
See, I don't know if that was intentional or not. on the one hand, he was really low on health, and I will sometimes
Yeah, it's probably not a bad choice to do that down at 1 health there.
Especially this early into the dungeon.
Yeah, because you're not losing a lot of time in the dungeon. You're not having to go through a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can speak English good.
English is hard. I much prefer gibberish.
English really is hard.
Realistically, if you're thinking about it, yeah. And there's a lot of rules to learn.
Glenntai dodges the angry Patrick Star.
Not that one.
I don't know why more people don't use the hook shot in that particular room.
I want to say it's because of a menu change. You don't really want to do a menu change out of that. Especially since you're just gonna have to switch to bombs soon anyway.
Okay, that's valid. I guess I just don't think as much in terms of menu time as I think in terms of safety.
And that's one of the considerations you have to think about at higher levels of play. Like, which is more important, the amount of time the item's going to save you, or the amount of time in your menu?
And it looks like Baker is going to head over and check what the green pendant has. So check what Rufus Xavier Sarsaparilla is going to give him.
And Glenntai, going for one of those fairies, he missed. Can't believe he missed!
And Rufus Xavier Sarsaparilla just has a big 20. And the doctor tells him what he thinks about that.
I don't really blame him. At this point in the game, they don't really need the money. But now where is he going? Oh, that's right. Who hasn't cleared the escape yet, has he? He's still looking for that moon pearl.
And Glenntai is in danger again.
He's having a little trouble with the powder. I don't really blame him. Especially if you're just running randomizers and you're not incredibly used to how it works. The hitbox on the animation can be a little weird.
Yeah, those hitboxes do get wonky.
Alright. Now we get to see what's in the bottom of Blind's hut. Excuse me. Thieves Town, not Blind's hut.
Yeah, it's been a long week. Hasn't it?
Kinda.
But it's Friday.
It is. Also,
and with that, we've got several great randomizer tournament matches coming up this weekend.
Yes, we do. Including, I keep hearing something about a three-way. Is that this weekend?
I know there's going to be a three-way tiebreaker between NY Rambler, Bite Size BK, and I've forgotten who the third runner is for that. Because Bite Size BK won their. Oh, that's later tonight?
Okay. Well, we have that to look forward to then.
Oh no, there's a. At the top of the hour, there's a three-way between Jay Copes, its Supercar, and Vault 127. There's a full schedule tomorrow, too.
It is getting to that point where all the tournaments are ending, isn't it?
Yeah, the group stage is pretty much ending. Glenntai using Kata Samaria strats.
I do not blame him with as much health as he's got. It is by far safer. Unless you walk right up in the blind.
My favorite Kane strat to use on blind is Kane O'Brien strats.
Oof.
Oh my.
Glenntai.
Do you want to have a fetch quest?
That's a nice shovel from the bat. But Glenntai probably needs to practice his bullet hells.
Yeah, fetch quest opens up another fetch quest.
Unfortunately, this is going to send him on a tangent. He's never going to get to the back of the cave at this point.
But the fetch quest may end up giving him a good item.
If it does, it'll definitely even up the times a little. Glenntai is saying, "I've had enough of this this monstrous town."
And he heads over to Digging Game.
All right, just $50 in the ground. I think Who is trying to remember just where he hasn't checked yet.
And neither one has checked in desert, so it's a reasonable place to check.
It is reasonable.
Unfortunately, we know he needs to do the back 3 chests of escape.
I think he's holding off on that until he gets lamp.
So he can try and do all of escape.
Yeah.
Which is not unreasonable.
It's not.
Old Stumpy with a piece of heart.
And Agana with a piece of heart.
Agana never has anything useful.
I've had one seed. One seed where Agana had a good thing. However, it was just a sword upgrade, so...
And Glenntai heading over to the Cave of Inevitable Disappointment.
I don't know. He could pick up a lot of nice things. Who, I think he's going back for the escape now. Get your Pog Champs ready.
Big 20.
As cool guys, don't look at explosions.
Red Meringue, 3 bombs. Big Love, and piece of heart.
And Glenntai is showing what he thinks about that.
As expected, the Cave of Inevitable Disappointment.
Hey, you gotta keep the hope alive. Who,
Matt?
with his Moon Pearl? We've got Dark World access for Who.
Yes, 0 out of 5 stars would not hype Cave again.
I'll give it a 1 for the hearts. Health is nice.
Glenntai picking up a couple of blue some blue goo.
Do you think he forgot he has 3 bottles?
Possible.
Alright, Who into the Dark World. He's
Okay.
also going to be disappointed.
Thieves Town is 5. And
Turtle
Turtle
Rock.
Rock is 6.
I think it's safe to assume we're not going to see the Fat Fairy.
Well, that's too bad, because she's rich, she's beautiful, she's got
She's a
huge
lovely woman.
tracts of land.
Unless, actually, I don't even know what.
Bo on pedestal, or unless Bo in Fat Fairy.
Maybe?
Or Meyer
Boots.
Medallion.
Well, we don't need to go to Meyer, do we?
Oh, that's right. Meyer is a pedestal, or Meyer's a pendant.
Though I'd like to empower my own commentator curse now. Calling it out so it won't happen.
Go ahead.
Double dip Turtle Rock for the medallion for Meyer into a pedestal check for the bow.
Well, then what's in Meyer? Fire Rod?
No, Meyer's just empty. You have to go through an empty pendant dungeon. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Glenntai already did most of the dungeon, right?
Yeah, Glenntai has the boss room opened up.
And so he does remember that Blind is still in the boss room, right?
I'm guessing he's not remembering that. Given what he's doing.
Well, this will be a fun surprise. Or I'm wrong? Oh, that's a Titan mitt. That's a Titan mitt from who?
Looks like Swamp Palace might be the play.
Looks like it. Also, I apparently have never had to go back into Thieves Town. I also, I thought that once you did put Blind in there,
The Blind stayed in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, mitts open up a lot.
Mitts do open up a lot.
Although, if the doctor does go and to do Argus, we're gonna see switch to hammer strats.
Ooh, for his sake, I hope that there is a sword upgrade in here.
Because that switch over is miserable.
It really is. Glenntai, with the Thieves Town victory, he is one dungeon ahead. And 1/2 of the double-chested fairy is unlocked. Again, not really sure how likely we are to see her this run, but that is a Master Sword.
Sword upgrade.
Swamp Palace is the play. Oh no. Who? Don't flood the key.
Don't flood the key.
Don't flood the key, Who. I beg. Oh good, he remembered.
I've flooded that key once.
I've also flooded.
I've never gone that route since. I will take the safety route of not flooding, the safety route where I don't flood the key.
Glenntai, where's Glenntai going? Is he turning in the green pendant finally?
It looks like he is.
See, I thought he was gonna make a pod play.
I thought he was going to make the Swamp Palace play.
He kind of faked us out there, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
I'm just gonna say for the chat, phrasing. And
This is supposed to be a PG chat.
No, it's the stream that's PG. Anyway, with that, where is Glenntai going to go?
And also with that, follow our runners, Glenntai and who42baker. Our restreamer Epibleticus and our tracker Isolated 999.
Give DM Stewart a follow too.
Oh, and absolutely follow Drake Tempest.
Now don't follow me, I'm a jerk.
Baker taking a death warp.
I'm not really sure that was a warp.
Well, no, that was an intentional death.
Was it?
It was clearly an intentional death.
Alright. So my question now is, where is the bow? I'm genuinely curious now.
It's in Mimic Cave.
Mimic Cave? Alright.
The bow's in Mimic Cave. It has to be.
Has to be.
Okay, I've never gotten that trick that the doctor just did to work.
Oh, where you push the statue onto the skull and then lift the skull up? I haven't been able to get that to work either. I think it's just positioning. It's something I never practiced. Who is almost finished with Swamp Palace? I would argue that his progress in Swamp Palace, there was nothing of significant value in Thieves Town. If he can find all he needs so that he can just go mode Thieves Town, that's the bow!
There's the bow!
It's not yet a rip to the pedestal dream, but it's getting close.
Yes, there is still Turtle Rock Medallion. Well, Swamp does have 6 items. It's the most items of any dungeon.
Statistically, if you can full clear Swamp, you should. But, I'm gonna blame, like, a psychological thing on this, where too many people have been burned by Swamp. There's been nothing, and that's partially due to the large item pool of things that can be pulled from the chests.
But at the same time, if you can go mode Swamp, it's about 5 minutes faster.
Oh, yeah. There's such a large time difference, and between go mode and that's a death from Baker. Well, we're actually going to be able to see go mode Swamp.
Yeah, pretty much.
Or not. Maybe he's going to try and get a sword upgrade.
I can see it, I don't agree with it, but I can see it.
I don't agree with it either. Glenntai, done with the Palace of Disappointment.
Get done with Eastern Palace. Or at least done with the items in Eastern Palace.
So, where would be the best place for who to go right now?
Glenn gonna make the play on Swamp.
He's gonna pick up a lot of really good items there.
I think
Now-
Who is gonna go and do Thieves Town.
See, I can understand it, but just like with what you said, I don't agree with that. I have, at this point, after Swamp Palace, if I left
Well-
Swamp Palace for any reason,
That, or he's gonna go and do Bread Smith's and Gary's Lunchbox.
that's true, he could. But if I had to leave Swamp for any reason, why not just go to Pod?
Oh yeah, with the bow. With everything to clear Pod, I think Pod is the better play.
The
Well,
only
no,
issue
no.
is the dark
Item
room.
density. Item density. Item density is higher in Village of Outcasts than Pod. And no
Okay,
lamp.
That's true.
Because when you look at because he hasn't done any of the Village of Outcasts stuff yet. So the item density, the number of items for the number of items there is more than just the 4 items in Thieves Town. It's the 4 items in Thieves Town. It's the item in Sea Hut. It's the item in Bombable Hut. It's the item in Chest Game. It's Breadsmith's. It's Gary's Lunchbox.
Peg Cave?
Peg Cave, yeah. So it's 9 items, not 4.
That's true. And of course, I forgot about the lamp too.
Yeah, I mean, I have enough trouble with the Dark Maze and Pod when I have the lamp.
So I think we're getting a peg check. Meanwhile, Glenntai, definitely not the Swamp of Disappointment.
Yeah, no, that's definitely a good swamp.
Alright. That Peg Cave.
Peg Cave is Big Heart. I would still take it because.
Oh yeah, he did.
When you can get Big Love out of an overworld location, especially, you take it.
There's really no reason not to either. Glenntai is taking a lot of damage. He's got those potions, but I don't know if he wants to use them right now. Smith's with just a little love.
And Glenntai going the way I go through Swamp.
It's arguably the safer path. Who not picking up the lunchbox?
Okay, so he's gonna get 8 items instead of 9.
Maybe. Or maybe he's saving it for last.
Okay, yeah, that play makes sense to save it for last.
Routing
Routing-wise, if you come up that way, if you come up from the south and pick up Breadsmith's first, it makes sense to do that last.
True. Also, when you're going to turn in the lunchbox, then you can go straight to swamp or desert.
Right.
I think probably the most interesting item we could find in the next 10 minutes would probably be the book.
Yes. Yes, that would be a very interesting item to find.
All right, Glenntai. I did not see what he picked up. I forgot which item that was.
Now, I'm not sure what the standings in this group are.
Neither am I.
But I can look that up.
While you look that up, Glenntai is making his way towards Argus. He's gonna do his little grudge match against him. While
Okay.
Baker clearing out the dungeon Glenntai just left.
Okay, the standings in this group, Justin Z is the winner in this group. Is the winner of this group at 4-0. Zayn is also coming out of this group at 3-1. Ender ZX 2-2, and who42 and Glenntai both 0-3.
Okay.
So someone's getting a win tonight.
Alright. Glenntai, getting the bow. I think the other thing I want to see right now is Silverless Ganon.
Can you do Silverless Ganon? Because I can't.
I could probably figure it out if I had to. I've never actually had to, though. It's one of those things I've always told myself I'm going to practice, but realistically, the only reason to practice it is if you don't randomly find it. Which, this randomizer, I don't know if it's biased, but it just seems to me that almost every time I've had to do a seed, silvers were on my path.
Most of the time I found them on the path too.
Glenntai having a fairly clean fight.
And now, it's always better to have Tempered Sword when you go into Argus, because with Tempered Sword, the cheese puffs only take one swipe instead of two.
It is. Are we gonna see Ice Rod strats? Because those are sick. Doesn't look like it.
You know, the chat points out Silverless isn't that bad if you've got Tempered or better. Well, I just don't have the timing down.
Who? Where are you going? You didn't hit the... Your bomb didn't hit. Go back,
I
Who.
don't think he realizes the bomb
Go
didn't
back,
hit.
Who. No. No. Ah.
And those green slithering things hurt.
Oh,
3 hearts.
yes they do. Glenntai, we're getting a Misery Mire check. Angry Crow, already after him.
But he makes quick work of the Murder Dactyl, and that is Quake.
Misery Mire's Quackers. Scooty Puff Jr., I'm right there with you. It's painful. This is, that's a pretty serious misstep by Who. Glenn going in through the back for a Desert Palace. Or he's checking checkerboard. Well, he did get bounced back.
but he cannot complete desert because he still doesn't have a fire source.
That's true. There's also potential it's boots locked.
Yes, there's also a potential item that's boot locked. Oh, that would be painful if he can go into desert and get neither item because one's on the bonk lamp and the other's on Landmo.
Oh no, let's just make it worse. It's a key and a map. Like, it's the big key and a map.
And who realizes that he missed with the bomb?
I think who realizes that he missed with the bomb. So I've got a question. There's the key on the lamp. Have you ever hit one of these ant lions with a hook shot?
I have not hit one of the ant lions with the hook shot in this game.
It is the funniest thing ever. And Glenntai, unable to do anything in desert. Commentary curse. I actually called something. Is he doing... I think he's doing desert. Not desert,
Yeah.
pod.
Yeah, it looks like he is going into check pod.
So, I think he's a little mad. I think he's a little mad.
Just a touch.
Did he die? Where'd the maiden go?
I don't know. Having never had that happen to me, I'm not sure if the blind spray or the blind thing doesn't follow you upstairs.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense. It's because of the light. The reason why I think neither of the runners is touching Dark Death Mountain yet is, again, as it was pointed out in chat, item density. While Dark Death Mountain does have a decent amount of chests, on top of the high item density of everywhere else, it's also usually faster to go and where am I going with this? Help.
It's usually faster to go and get items where you can also get crystals.
There we go. Thank you. Words are hard. Routing. That's the word. Also, I don't think anyone really wants to even poke their head in the direction of Turtle Rock unless they are ready to finish Turtle Rock and then go straight to Ganon.
That's always the preference.
I feel like there's a small like player bias there, even though it realistically never happens.
See, I get it a lot. It looks like the doctor might be on tilt.
Do you really blame him?
No?
Did he just reset blind again? Wait, no, he wasn't the one that reset blind the first time.
Glenntai did, but he did reset blind. There is a little bit of tilt going here.
Alright. Glenntai has the hook shot out for some reason. Who Baker back at it again. Right. That's 2 heads down for blind.
Nice triple off of that cane block, though.
Ooh, come on. No!
No!
I would almost say at this point get a safety.
He's got a he's got some blue goo.
Is it him that bought it, or was it Glenntai?
No, Glenntai bought it. Baker still has a bottle with blue goo in it. I don't believe we've found anything of use thus far in Pod.
Nope.
Glenntai hitting the dark room at the in the basement. Gets a key.
Meanwhile, Who getting his safeties and bombing him for some reason. I think the tilt is real.
Yeah, the tilt is definitely real. Looks like Glentai's gonna go over and looks like Glenntai might go over and do dark pod maze.
I wish him luck. I've done it twice, and I pulled up a map for both times.
Well, I wouldn't be surprised if he's got maps pulled up on his computer.
There's nothing in the rules against it.
We've got boots.
Oh, so boots were lamp locked. Which makes me wonder, where's the lamp? who42baker doing sword beam strats.
Yeah, we could end up with it could be on Catfish or Pyramid, as chat points out.
That's right. Neither of them have checked Pyramid yet, have they?
Actually, it's as our tracker points out in chat. And who is the first to down blind?
Second.
Oh, second? Oh, yeah, Glenntai did come back in and down blind.
Glenn came back for the salty run back.
Yeah, the salt is real.
What was Glenn doing?
I'm not sure.
Who leaving a present for anyone else who wants to go into Thieves Town? And I believe he's going for a Skull Woods dip.
I think Skullwoods makes a lot of sense.
It does. Alright. Glenntai going to go for a full clear?
Oh, how trolly would Vanilla Fire Rod be?
Kinda trolly. Oof, those mimics.
Those mimics.
Alright. Glenntai, being a braver man than I, going into Palace of Darkness Dark Rooms.
Has who found an item yet in Skullwoods?
Not that I have seen. I don't understand what Baker was doing, but alright.
Now, Skullwoods is one of 2 dungeons where the boss can drop the big key.
That's true. Looks like that's the first item you found.
And it was not anything worth getting. Now, if this is your first time watching Randomizer, Link to the Past Randomizer, what's randomized in this is all of the item locations, including the crystals and pendants. The caves are still in the same place. The dungeons are still in the same place.
No, those change in a much nastier version of Randomizer called Entrance Randomizer. So, what are our runners looking for right now?
Right now, our runners are looking for Fire Rod
Or Bombos?
or Bomb. Well, they need Fire Rod either way.
They do.
They're looking for Fire Rod. They're looking for Bombos. They're potentially looking for Quake.
No, they are looking for Quake.
Well, Quake is the medallion that opens up Mire. So maybe not do they need Quake.
Potentially looking for Ether. We still don't know what's in Turok.
They are potentially they're definitely looking for Lamp. They must have a fire
Glentai's
source
not.
to complete. Oh, Glenntai found the lamp?
No, he's not looking for it. He is
Valid
clearly
point.
he is clearly comfortable with these dark rooms. Or if not comfortable, at least willing to do them. That was a very clean Stalfos room.
Yeah, I do not know how to consistently get that to be only two skeletons.
It's what the timing and positioning are. I still don't understand, but
Baker returning Gary his lunchbox.
taking the long way, it seems. Glenntai.
Lunchbox World Tour? He
Yeah.
is heading up to check Bumper Cave.
Glenntai having a little issue with the dark room. He's got the key now, though, so he can just leave. Bumper Cave has just a whole lot of love. Glenntai apparently practiced dark room lampless dungeons off. So that is his advantage right now. And it drives home a point I kept mentioning the last time I commentated. Learn your dark rooms.
It is very helpful. Now, they are considered locked behind a fire source by the logic.
I think Baker just lost his lunchbox. Unless I'm mistaken. Nope.
It's been so long since I've seen an Armos fight that didn't involve silvers.
Now, I don't know where he's going now.
He's going to flute down to 7 and return the lunchbox that way.
I hope so. Alright. Well, that is both Pod and Eastern
That is
down.
Pod and Eastern down for.
Wait, no, he didn't do Pod.
He didn't complete. The last.
He started to. And Glenntai, this is a situation I haven't actually seen a lot. He doesn't have enough money for a blue potion.
So he picks up red Gatorade.
I believe Pooh is heading back to Swamp for the rematch.
Yes. Unfortunately,
But
he will
forgot
have
something.
to. He will have to reopen Swamp.
Glenntai getting Sword 3. He's got the Bacon Sword. The flute was not lamp locked.
Delicious, delicious bacon.
I don't
Flute-
remember.
Flute was in Mini Moldorm Cave.
Yeah, the thief had it, didn't he?
Yes, Generous Guy in Mini Moldorm Cave had it. We still haven't seen a catfish check. We still haven't seen a pyramid check.
That's true. Checkerboard has been checked.
As has Meyer Shed. They had nothing! Absolutely nothing!
Yeah, they were kind of dry.
A lot of this seed has been very dry.
Except for Swamp Palace.
Yes, except for Swamp.
It was very moist.
Swamp has finally paid off. Which, Swamp paying off was a bit of a surprise.
Well, by that logic, where else doesn't normally pay off?
Well, by the logic, Swamp should pay off a lot more often than it does.
Yeah, but that's
Just based on item density.
yeah, but that's gambling fallacy. It's just luck.
Well, it's percentages.
Yeah.
By the percentages, Swamp should pay off more often than it does. And Skullwood shouldn't pay off anywhere close to as often as it does.
Unless there's a bias written into the code specifically. Which I don't think there is, but I admittedly haven't actually looked.
There is. Swamp is, I believe, if I recall the numbers correctly, Swamp has 2 items and is about 30% to have.
Skullwoods?
Or yeah, Skullwoods rather. Is 2 items, but it's about 30% to have a required item.
Makes sense. It's also one of the few locations in Dark World you don't actually need anything to get the items.
Well, unless one of them's Fire Rod locked.
Well, barring that. Where's Glenntai going? I don't even think he knows.
I think Glentai's going back to finish off Pod.
Looks like it. Who with the successful floating eyeball kill? Wait, I'm sorry. That's Vitreous.
Yeah,
Yes.
there's enough eyeballs in this game that it's hard to tell the difference. No, Glenntai is going to turn in Green Pendant and then finish Pod.
He got his $20. The perceived increased likelihood of items in dungeons is observation. Huh. So realistically, there might not be better chances for items in dungeons. It's just sort of a thing that's happened.
It's just that it's better, that the dungeons are better now than in previous versions of the logic.
Potential. I didn't play previous logic, so I wouldn't know.
I only played 25, so there wasn't much of a change from 25 to 26. It added Waterfall Fairy.
Which is realistic. In the base game, that gives you 2 items.
Right.
Glenntai got
Boots
the boots.
were in Palace of Darkness.
They're in Pod Dark Room. Alright, so... where is who going?
Desert.
I mean, desert? Did we get a desert ledge check from Glenntai?
I don't
Maybe.
recall, but it's just 5 arrows. It's just plus 5 arrows.
Scooty Pop Jr., Vanilla does have a chance. Theoretically.
It is theoretically one of the seeds, and actually, Vanilla is a lot more than one of the seeds.
Vanilla or Vanilla close.
Well, because of all of the items that are indistinguishable from each other, like each individual piece of heart is indistinguishable from each other. So a seed where the only change is the pieces of heart are permuted would be indistinguishable from vanilla. Sorry, applied math. I have an applied math degree.
That's true. Alright, well. Helmet Store King only having a burrito. There are 3 crystal dungeons left for Glenntai. He has
And who is checking Dark World Death Mountain?
My, that could actually pay off. That's a good, what, 6 chests? 7 if he goes...
7.
7 if he tries to do Spike. Which, probably shouldn't.
It's 7, 8 if he chooses to do Spike Cave. Now, I've heard other commentators for the tournament refer to Pod as the mullet of dungeons.
I have heard that as well. I have referred to it like that. And it's a heart. And the validation arrow.
The run at least has been validated.
Slumberjack, if somebody yells your name, it becomes annoying.
And Scooty Puff, yes, it's because the dungeon is very front-loaded with keys to avoid someone getting key locked.
It's a double Quake. We need Quake for both dungeons.
That could be interesting.
Very. I think it'd be really funny if it found right here. There's the lamp!
I love Lamp.
And Quake!
And Quake! Commentator's curse achieved.
Are we gonna see... Oh no, he can't. But that's the last bottle. Who is no longer firelocked?
He could only get the first chest in Turtle Rock.
Is he going to remember Hera?
We found both items in Hera.
That's true. So is he going to... He's paying his respects.
Is he going to do Spike Cave? He is.
He is, but
That is a sequence break.
It is. He doesn't have the blue cane or the cape. Both of which are items that Seed will route.
Yes, the Seed will consider those as required items to do Spike Cave.
Luckily, he has a potion.
And plenty of money to get another potion.
Unlike Glenntai, who
just
could probably use a couple bucks.
It's just a piece of heart.
Yeah, that's not the best. Silly one-hit KO rules.
Silly Ganon, bacon is for Link. Glenntai gonna head in to do King's Tomb.
Looks like it. Let's see if that has anything interesting. Who I believe is going to go do Pod and then Eastern.
Yes. Who is gonna do Pod and then finish Eastern?
So who will be getting his boots? He might go the other way around. Eastern then Pod.
That's true. Will we see Fire Rod Pedestal?
That's a possibility.
They'd have to get Bombos.
I don't even know where they could check for that. I'm trying to think, and the only thing I'm coming up with is the first chest in Turtle Rock, like you said. We haven't found the book, we haven't found Bombos, we don't have Fire Rod.
Meanwhile, Glenntai doing my favorite Japanese 1.0 glitch.
Ah, yes, the item dash. Although I think he was having trouble with it. That is actually accurate. Isolated, pointing out who can do Desert Palace immediately after he finishes the dungeons.
Yes.
Meanwhile, Glenntai still hasn't visited Death Mountain. And is apparently getting sick of getting hearts.
You know, I don't think I blame him at this point.
Me either. They're almost
No. Glenn's
75% done.
Glenn's gonna get his flute scoop. Now, interesting that Baker could have jumped down, gone over into the big room with all the whatever you call those things.
I actually don't know. Beetles?
Yeah,
I think
beetles.
he also forgot that he had the mirror.
Oh wait, he doesn't have the boots. Never mind. Because you can use the edge of the ladder to bonk back up. You can use one side of the ladder, either side of the ladder, to bonk back up onto the jump down ledge.
I've seen people do that. It's really interesting.
Glenn going to get what? It was a big 20 in Gary's lunchbox, right?
I believe so. He can also see what he can do at Desert Palace.
He already did see what he could do in Desert Palace, which was not get any items.
Which was nothing.
Oh wait, now he's got boots. Because this seed was bootless until boots.
Yes.
As one of Uncle's lines at the beginning of the game is. Baker heads over. Baker heads over to Dark Maze.
And he's got his footwear. Finally got his Nikes. Is that a dated reference yet?
I don't think so, but... And a shield. That must have been the item we didn't see.
It must have.
Glenntai with 3 crystals left to get.
Trying to figure out where he's got left to go.
But
I think he's avoiding Dark Death Mountain.
But 2 of those crystals... Well, I don't necessarily blame him, because he may be trying to figure out how to only make one trip up Death Mountain.
Which is unfortunate, because let's face it, you're always gonna have to trip.
He's heading over to do Agina.
Didn't you already check Agina? Or was that who?
Who did?
Who did what?
Checked Agina. Checked Agina, Abbott.
I didn't think I'd get away with it.
Hey. I love Abbott and Costello. I love the old Abbott and Costello bits myself, too, so...
Now... What is Glenn doing? Like... He can't go in.
Don't know.
He's already checked. Is he going to check desert?
I think he is.
I think the only way he keeps his lead at this point is if he keeps stalling Dark Death Mountain, and or if Fire Rod is in desert, or an item that leads to Fire Rod.
If Fire Rod is in desert, well, wait. If Fire Rod's in desert, that'll probably that'll save him.
Oh
and it
my!
is. I was gonna say if it had been Bombos, it would have sent him to Ice Palace. But Glenn,
I don't. The only thing Glenn is missing is Quake.
And we know where it is. Who, as soon as he goes to desert, will be in go mode.
Unfortunately, it might not be enough. Glenntai has a commanding lead with the amount of dungeons finished. And unfortunately, I think who might practice boss?
Oh. Isolated brings up a good point in chat. Fire Rod could send him to Ice Palace.
I will agree that is a possibility. But he's also got a crystal dungeon that also requires Fire Rod. And that being Skullwood. And let's be real, you want to get Skullwoods out of the way.
Yes, and there is another item in Skullwoods.
Which could be either on Mothula or in the last chest.
All in all, I doubt we'll see an Ice Palace play.
I don't think we will.
The Ice Palace versus Dark Death Mountain, and with at least the perception in this seed that dungeons are preferred, we could see him go Ice Palace instead.
We could, and imagine how much like that would just. Can you imagine how bad that would feel if Ice Palace has literally nothing? We're getting vanilla arrow strats from who, though?
Well, it's better than Master Sword strats, though.
Yes and no.
At least I think it is.
Alright. That's Desert Palace cleared out. And he's heading into Skull Woods. Ice Palace could not lead to Misery Mire, because you know where Misery Mire's medallion is, and it's in Hookshot Cave. Meanwhile,
so yes, Glenntai does have a lead, but is not in go mode.
He's still missing valuable information.
Yes. I've started seeing runners skip this chest that Glenntai is going to now.
Which is a mistake.
In favor, if they can do all of the backside. with the plan that if it's missing if they're missing an item still, they'll get it on the way back through. Which I don't think that's a mistake. I think that's a solid routing decision, or at least a defensible routing decision. Now, I would consider myself 2 items short of go mode if I were in either of these runners' shoes.
Because you'd want silver.
Because I would want silvers.
The last item has been picked up in Skull Woods. Just a piece of. Glenntai's having a little bit of trouble navigating these Skibdos. Fortunately, he took too long.
Yes, the logic wanted you to do Hookshot Cave before Pod or Desert. Okay, wait, what?
Bomberman!
No, I recognize that that's Bomberman. But what does that have to do with Frog?
Don't question it. Alright. And Mothula's down. The fairly standard fight.
That was a much easier Mothula fight than I ever have.
Very clean.
I really hate that fight. It's poorly coded. It's terribly coded.
Now, where is Glenntai going? That is the question. He's got a few options. Only one of them's the right one. He's thinking about it.
He's thinking a lot. He's heading to Kakariko?
He's going to Dark World, but I don't know where he's going in the. This is a questionable decision. Checking his map. He was just checking the map.
I would think going 5 would make more sense to do that. He is going to Dark World Death Mountain.
It is a run.
This race is now Glentai's to lose, I think.
It is. Meanwhile, Who is doing some overworld checks.
Which aren't necessarily a bad decision. After finishing off Pod Eastern, it does make sense to check. It does make sense at that point to check Catfish and Pyramid.
I believe he's already checked Catfish.
No one's checked Catfish.
Nobody's checked Catfish?
I don't believe so.
I thought Glenn checked Catfish.
I don't think so, but I could be wrong.
Now, I'm hoping that this, he actually full clears this.
But
okay,
that's
good.
the thing with Catfish is there's not a good route. There's not a good place to route it.
There's very little good. there's never a good time to do cafe.
Glenn's run has been validated.
Yep. That is
Catfish
20 rookie.
just has a big 20. I think at this point Baker has to go over to Desert.
I think he is.
Glenntai, realizing he is in go mode, does not do the rest of Hookshot Cave.
Yep. He's got everything he needs.
And now he is headed for go mode Turtle Rock, which looks suspiciously like full clear Turtle Rock.
It does, doesn't it?
He did get Lamp. That's the first chest you get in. It was in the first chest you get in Hookshot Cave. So yes, Silverless ability or Silverless confidence confirmed.
Or he's hoping to get it before he actually has to fight Ganon.
Well, Ganon does tell you where the silvers are.
He does.
So I have done the idea of if I don't have silvers, if silvers is the last item for go mode, that I will just get the silvers. That I will just go mode to Ganon and let him tell me where they are. And Baker realizing he is in go mode at this point, shouting "Allons-y!"
Now I'm trying to remember where Glenntai got third sword up.
Library.
Ah, that's right. Let's hope that who actually remembers that too.
Oh, this roller room giving Glenntai a little bit of difficulty. There's his big key.
Well, you won't have to look for that.
Okay, no mail, no silvers, no half magic, no butter, no cape, no Cane of Brian.
Yeah, it's gonna be a tricky Trineck.
Uh-oh.
Alright,
Glenn's
who's
got
coming up on his land mollusk?
Glenn's got a heart and a half as he goes into Chain Chomp room.
Ooh.
Okay, now that's a reason to use. That is a reason to use the bong with
Realistically,
the cane blocks.
that's not the worst place he could have died.
Oh, yeah, that's absolutely not the worst place to die in here.
Who about to finish his land mollusk?
I don't know. Third base.
What?
You said who about to finish his land mollusk? I said, I don't know. Third base.
Oh, the chain chomps are being troll.
The Chain Chomps are being the Chain Chomps.
Well, it gives Who a little more time. Right. I think who's going to go grab his sword upgrade?
Yes. Which is absolutely the right call to make.
Right.
Because Silverless Ganon is Silverless Ganon. Master Sword Silverless Ganon
It's just not going to happen.
Master Sword Silverless Ganon, just terrifying. But Glenn is through the Chain Chomp room. Baker heading up to finish off Skull Woods.
Now, he already got most of the items in here, so he should just head straight to the back.
Well, he knows he's in go mode.
That too. Glenntai skipping that one chest.
Well, it can't possibly be worth it.
It could be silvers.
It could be silvers, but if you're confident doing silverless, the time waste isn't worth it.
You're not
unless
wrong.
you know you're ahead. Or I should say, unless you know you're behind but close.
Who's going straight with the fire rod, burning all the Gibdos. If I'm not mistaken, that's all of the keys that Glenntai needs for the rest of the dungeon.
I believe it is.
And that's the cape! He's got a safety net for Ganon now.
Yeah, that will make that Ganon fight a lot easier. That Mothra fight is a terribly, badly programmed fight.
It's not the best fight.
I don't even want to discuss why that's all the bad programming in that fight. Glenntai able to completely skip Laser Bridge.
Yep, but with no safety. That could be a problem. Both of these runners have shown some issues when it comes to bosses.
Chat saying that who42baker will use the fire rod on this seed after this race.
I wouldn't blame him.
Well, I think I would too. And I'm not even playing this seed.
Alright, Glenntai with a fairly clean Trinex. At least the first phase. Second phase Trinex. Is he going to get the damage off? He did. I heard these sounds.
I'll say with no ice on the floor, second phase Trinex is cake.
It is fairly... Trinex with burrito.
Trinex, the only possible item location that you can guarantee will not have the ice rod. In any seed.
All right. So there's a little tradition in the randomizer community. See, the chat's already started it. Guess which chest the big key in Ganon is. You've got 22 chests. Or 22 location, it could be. DM, what's your call?
Top right chest after Ice Armos.
Huh. Tile room.
We've got a butter.
Oh man, you gotta butter that bacon.
The power of Paula Deen compels you.
Why even grab those? Why kill Bob like that?
I usually pick tile room, but a little earlier in the tournament, I was watching a seed that it was tile room, so I have to switch.
I didn't see that seed. That was chest
Was-
number 5. It was 5, right?
It was.
Yep.
And off Glenntai goes up the tower.
Yep. 2 spare key and the boss key. No reason to stick around. The cape for a little bit of safety. Meanwhile, who42baker doing his best to catch up.
I wonder where silvers were.
That is a good question. We will find out. As soon as somebody gets the cannon. Right.
Glenntai through Cannonball Run with no problem.
Coming
Into
up
the
on
gauntlet.
the gauntlet. Should be fairly simple butter sword.
Yeah, but there's still the red Stalfos. So once again, if you're not following these runners, you should be, because they're really good. They're really great. They're really great for letting us stream them and for putting on a good show for us. Also, big shout out to our tracker Isolated 999 and our restreamer Epibliticus. Glenntai into Land Molas too. And you know what? Also give Drake Tempest a follow, my co-commentator.
Don't follow me, I'm a jerk. Follow DM Stewart. He's got the puns. That's my favorite kill of the tower. Using the red rod like that is just so satisfying. Red cane, not red rod.
The only one I like better is if he is getting 3 in the room Glentai's in now with the 4 whiz robes,
Yeah.
because it's that much tougher to get 3 in there.
Look, I don't mind you guys following me. It's just when I have to shake you out of the bushes that becomes a problem. Right. Who is coming up on Trinex? Meanwhile, Glenntai finding the Bombos medallion finally. And the book. Why are they even in here?
I once had a seed that both Misery Mire and Turtle Rock were pendant dungeons. Red Cane was in Ganon's tower. Right side required.
Oof. Sounds mean. Net on pedestal? I could see net on pedestal. Fun fact, the spin attack for Buttersword does not actually do more damage. Actually, I don't know if that's a fun fact. He thought about it. Glenntai thought about checking the chest first before he opened it. Alright. Heading into Aga 2. Let's hope for a good pattern. That is not a good pattern.
That's a pretty good pattern. You can get a double out of that pretty easy.
That was an okay double.
That was
Alright.
not a good pattern.
2, 1, 1. He's getting kind of the rude balls. Alright, Aga 2 is dead, as is Trinex.
Here comes the pig.
who42baker, all of Ganon's tower behind. Should be... I'd say I'd give who42baker about 20 minutes? 10 minutes.
15 or so.
15? I'd say he's about
Big
15
key.
minutes behind Glenntai.
Big Key was quick. I would say he's closer to 10 minutes. I mean, Big Key was early, and he made up a good bit of time through Turtle Rock.
Now, we keep saying how much time he is behind Glenntai, but Glenntai is going for that safety, which is cutting into it. Meanwhile, Baker going straight left. He's gonna find the big key before Glenntai even did. It is a great call. And that is 3 safety potions for Glenntai. Let's see if he remembers to use them.
Butter's not going to make a difference at this point. If it were close, it would. If it were a lot closer, it would, but... Actually, Baker getting in exactly the same number 5.
No, he did 4.
Well, the bonk lamp.
He didn't do bonk lamp. Well,
Yes,
alright,
but
yeah,
it still counts as a check.
I guess. Alright, who's up for some buttered ham? That's second phase already.
Now, I will say Butter Sword does make a difference in the Ganon fight because it gives you the potential 1 cycle instead of having to worry about 2 or probably a 3 cycle for each phase.
Glenntai going with the safety strats, caping up. Ganon pushed to phase 3. Otherwise known as the mobile round.
Otherwise known as teleports all over the place.
Glenntai has 2 pots remaining. I'm not sure about Baker. I believe Baker has some potions left. Where did he say silver arrows were?
In Ganon's tower.
Oh. Oh. That's some salt.
That is a little bit salty.
That's 2 hits.
Oh, this has been the seed of salt. Salt all over the place here.
That's a lot of salt. Ooh, who Baker? With a
Ooh,
death.
was that the last room of the gauntlet?
I believe so.
That is a rough death to take.
He's going down to check the right side.
Well, he'll get his butter sword.
Again, run around. And over.
That'll do it.
And that is Glenntai winning with an official SRL time of 2:09:04.
Let's see if we can invite him in for a post-race interview.
Yep. Meanwhile, Who Baker making it sent back up to Ganon's tower again. He's a little low on arrows, though.
Well, he's got 2 more than he actually needs.
It's a wasted one. There's some arrows in those pots, fortunately. All right, with one arrow left.
Absolutely give these two runners a follow, Glenntai and who42baker. Also give Epibliticus, our restreamer, and Isolated 999, our tracker, a follow. And despite Drake Tempest saying that you shouldn't give him a follow, you should give him a follow.
Nah, I'm a jerk. Go follow DM Stewart. No German jokes allowed. Apparently Who doesn't have any sound on his, any music. That's a little awkward.
Oh, a little bit. We're gonna see if we can get Glenntai in.
Glenntai, welcome.
Oh, hey! Just
Good.
time for me to mute my audio. I was throwing down some celebration music. Finally got my first win. Feeling... Whew. Whew. Was that close, or was I just super anxious that entire time?
Who Baker is currently ascending Ganon's tower.
who42baker is just getting into Landmo 2 right now.
Whoa.
He died.
Had a death on the last room of Gauntlet.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
He was actually finishing Trinex as you were finishing Agatu.
Oh, I feel for that, though. When I was practicing, not recently, but a couple weeks ago, I kept getting bodied in the room that was full of ice with the one red dragon head and the red Skelebro. And,
Yeah.
oh, that was always the worst.
Oh, yeah. I just bombosed that room.
You know, I should have thought... Wait, no, I actually got Bombos later
After
on.
that.
Never mind.
You could have quaked it.
Oh, yeah, that's true. I could have.
Oh, man, that seed.
That
know-
seed was interesting.
You know, I gotta say, at first I was pretty hype, and then I was like, oh yeah, Tower of Hera, let's go. That's a crystal. Don't pay attention to the music. No, you're good. Oh, well, about that. Seems like Sarashula didn't have anything for me either, except a big 20.
Yeah, he's been a little stingy.
A little bit, but whew. Oh,
So, did you think you were behind at all or ahead?
absolutely, the entire time.
The entire time?
I got bodied all 3 rounds because I was put in with really talented people. Also, who42baker is pretty good on their own, so I'm actually really surprised that's what happened.
Ooh.
Oh, no.
Oh, I just jinxed
The
it.
doctor takes another death.
Yo, hold up.
Ye-
I'm not even commentating. How did I just jinx him?
I think he's a little tilted. Especially after he had a few unfortunate deaths. What was it, Thieves Town?
One in Thieves Town. I know Glenn had,
Yep.
what, 2 in Thieves
Yep,
Town?
I wasn't the only one now. Yes.
Glenn had some significant issues at Thieves Town.
Well, if you want to call it that, I'd call it Jerry Springer couldn't even televise it. Yeah, no, Thieves Town was a bit of a train wreck.
Oh
First-
yes, for both runners.
Oh yeah. The first time I was like, you know what? I'm not even going in with safeties. Blind has an item. I'm going in. Let's do this. And then I realized, oh right, I have green mail. Yeah, that sucked.
And that's why I disagreed with chat. And with chat that said, oh, absolutely, go into Thieves Town with 6 hearts.
Meanwhile, I'm the idiot who practiced That
Yeah, I should have practiced that. Unfortunately, for some reason, no matter what I do, I just get bodied every time. There's at least 2 hits I take, and of course, in a tournament race, it's going to be the ones I get hit with.
I think when one of the qualifiers was going on, I finally got access to one of those training seats, the training rounds.
Oh, the training ROM is awesome.
I
The
still need to
first
get
thing
that.
I did, 10 fights with blind, 3 hearts.
Oh, nice, nice. You know, it's funny you mentioned that. I did the exact same thing with Mothula.
Oh, that would explain how clean your Mothula fight was.
Normally, it's a spaghetti fest, believe it or not. But I got some good RNG, and I realized, oh, I can hit there. Ah, go, go, go. And the next thing I know, it was done. And I was like, oh, well, that was worth it.
Yeah, once
Yeah,
you both achieve go mode, the fights for the remaining dungeons pretty clean.
Yeah, that was a beautiful, clean. That was a beautiful, clean Mothula fight.
Oh, thank you. I was super, super pleased with how that came out. Oh, that was whew. Don't mind me, I'm still feeling that whole seed because the entire time I'm like, crap, I need to keep going. Crap, I went here later. I didn't do this. I did this instead. Oh no, they already have this item.
Yeah.
That was actually true for a lot of the seed.
Holy crap.
Well, your confidence in doing dark rooms was a big deal.
Yeah.
God, that turtle room. I hate that turtle room. If there's any room I would hate more than that ice room in Ganon's Tower, it's that turtle room. If I could find whoever came up with the design of that turtle room, I would shake their hand while flipping them off. I hate that room.
No, but you were able to do all the dark rooms. Meanwhile, Who waited until he got the lamp.
Oh, no.
But what happened was he checked the escape earlier than you did.
Ah, okay, okay.
Even still, like, you guys, it took a while for you guys to even get in anywhere near Dark World.
No, Glenn
Yeah.
did the last 3 chests of escape first.
He did?
Yeah, Glenn had Moon Pearl first.
Oh, that's right.
Huh.
Because Baker didn't go. The doctor didn't go into escape until he had the lamp.
That's true.
You know, I actually took a big gamble just leaving that chest there because I couldn't remember how the count went. I remember getting the map. I couldn't remember if that was a key or not, so I just said, you know what, whatever, I gotta keep going. And by the time I had that Dark World Triumphant that I usually get with the gloves, the Moon Pearl, and the hammer, I'm just like, all right, you know what, I need to at least explore things.
Yes, the no aga required was very nice.
It was.
I didn't catch what was in the pedestal.
It was
You know,
Rupee Horde.
It was what?
Rupee Horde.
Oh, 300 rupees. Nice.
Oh, you only died 6 times. Okay, I'll take it. My normal casual not running this like a bat out of hell time average is like 12. But when I'm actually focused, it's like, oh yeah, 6, 4, 6. Got a couple of zeros recently. So that was a relief.
Who is I think he's tilted.
Aw, poor dude. I hate when that happens. The tilt.
He's having trouble in the lamp room, the ball and fire.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, I would get tilted at that too. Oh my god.
The salt on this seed is real.
It is.
You know, for a while, I was panicked, and every time I seemed to be salty, I usually panic, with the exception of me going back into Palace of Darkness to get that one item, because I thought it was an extra key, and then I went, wait a minute, that's not a key, that's the item, and then got horribly disappointed.
No, the one that Baker did first was Swamp.
Oh, that's right. He checked the swamp
was
first.
not a bad call. Swamp was not a bad call. Had I made that realization, I probably would have done the same thing. That said, really glad I got the boots.
Oh, yeah. I think that was a big lead.
Definitely. Say, did Baker find any mail?
No.
Nope.
Wow, both of us. Where is all the mail?
Probably Ganon's tower.
Probably right side Ganon's tower.
You know, I wouldn't actually be surprised.
I'm not even gonna say right side. I'm gonna say it's still left side.
Oh,
Yeah, we did check.
room.
We did check very little of right side, or left side, rather.
Yeah, Baker just went straight left. He didn't pick up the butter sword until after he'd already... He fell once, and then he picked up butter sword, didn't he?
He died once, then got butter sword, then died again, and now he's fallen twice to Trolldorn too.
I don't know if they drink or if they're old enough, but they were. I'd definitely get them a drink after the end of this. That is rough.
Yeah, it's certainly not the greatest feeling, I imagine.
No, definitely not.
And he's just hacking Trolldorm's body at this point.
Well, I would too if he'd knocked me off twice.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Cannot
no, I
blame
would
him.
too. Trolldor 2 trolling harder is always the worst feeling.
He leaves a bomb present at the validation chest.
A disappointing one, nonetheless.
I don't really blame him for being mad at the chest.
No, I don't blame him either. I've definitely disrespected the chest for saltier reasons.
This has been a rough seed.
It has.
It was in a sense, but it's so weird. It was going so well in the beginning, and then Thieves Town happened.
Just from an observational point, I would say that part of the issue was execution as well as just bad luck on the item placements.
Yeah. No, execution for sure. I could have definitely, had I practiced and actually got more of the hang of not being a spaghetti monster, definitely probably could have gotten that under 2 on a good day. But apparently my brain was like, nope, by the way, oops.
That was a nice double hit on the Aga fight.
Nice.
Yes, nice double at the end of Aga.
I would definitely check the stream, but I don't think my actual upload would keep going with the stream, and then my whole stream would spaghetti.
Probably.
Well, I gotta say, it was fun getting to commentate with you earlier in the tournament, Glenntai. It was even more fun getting to commentate a race with you in it.
I'm glad. First of all, thank you. Second of all, thank you again. And even though this technically means I'm still, even regardless of this outcome, out of the tournament, realistically, I'm not that worried about it. I had a great time, and realistically, I'm still going to be here commentating.
That's all that really matters, right? That you had fun?
Absolutely. I mean, from my perspective, I started doing this about a month and a half to 2 months before tournament qualifiers started. Never speedrun, never tried a randomizer. When it comes to games like this and AGDQ and a lot of the people that go there, I would be the equivalent of normie trash. So I'm just going, oh, okay, well, I'll play this randomly. Then I saw that I had one race left to qualify, and I was like, you know what, YOLO, let's go. And just kept climbing down the PB from there. Now I'm sub 2, and now I just gotta get under sub 130.
That's
good luck.
Yeah, no, I know it's a steep climb. I know it's like 2 steps and then a mountain, but still.
Yeah, good luck sub 130 and V26.
Oh, yeah.
The only way you're gonna do it is just keep going.
That's the plan. But nonetheless, finding all of you and having all of this go on has been super rad, and I'm just glad that I can continue contributing.
And absolutely, give Glenntai a follow. Give
Glenntai a follow.
who42baker a follow.
Give DM Stewart a follow.
Yeah, and do me a favor. Besides just following myself and Baker, make sure you give a lot of love to both DM Stewart and Drake Tempest. Make sure you give love to Epipoliticus, even though I know in chat he didn't really want any credit, but still, damn it, I'm gonna give you credit anyways, you're a cool dude. And make sure to also give credit to Isolated. I believe Epi was restreaming and Isolated was trekking.
That is correct, sir.
Definitely make sure to show them love, because even though they're behind the scenes, we're still all just sitting here going, hell yeah, this is going to be fun. Sure, I'll help out. And that really can make all of the difference. That's the reason why people like me, like Baker, like Zane, like everyone on our group L, best group, gonna just say that right now. I know everyone else is gonna disagree because you're not in our group, but I don't care.
All right.
And who's setting up Silverless Ganon?
Excellent.
What'd you think when you heard that they were in Ganon's tower?
I said to myself, oh, okay, that figures. Good thing I've practiced. It's funny. I've seen silvers in V26 so much that I was actually feeling rusty on that swordless Ganon, or silverless Ganon fight. I kept not wanting to get too close because I was deathly afraid of giving him a hug with green mail.
Oh yeah, Ganon hugs are best hugs.
I'm unfamiliar with how many it takes in, oof. That's a fall.
Oh.
I'm unfamiliar with how many sword spins it takes.
It takes 12 for Butter Sword and Tempered Sword, 24 for Master Sword.
Well,
if you could do it with Fighter Sword, you're hacking, but still, that'd be awesome.
If you get to this point with Fighter Sword,
there's a problem.
You go find a sword. Go find it.
Well, Ganon cannot be damaged with Fighter Sword, so.
Thus why I was like, yeah, you'd have to be hacking. But, yeah, no, I think...
we did. I did mention that the charged sword doesn't do more damage when it's buttered.
Yeah, no, I remembered that at the last second. I was like, oh, I could do it double. No, I can't. It's Butter Sword. Also, really, really pleased at the last second when I checked Hookshot Cave after discovering I needed Quake when I had no medallions for Turtle Rock. I ended up getting both the lamp and Quake because of all the dark rooms. I can get myself through Misery Mire eventually. I hate that turtle room. But everything else, and as you saw, is kind of decently well done in Palace of Darkness for my bracket, if you will. But I still am absolute garbage at getting through that little dark room maze in Turtle Rock, and I don't understand why, because I could probably still do it with my eyes closed, but apparently I can't.
Baker gets a Ganon hug.
Oh no.
Also, something I realized that he doesn't have that you found was the cape.
Oh yeah. I actually forgot where I found the cape.
It was one of those Ganon's tower chests.
Oh, right, with the book. I forgot about
He grabbed the book. He grabbed the book and didn't grab the other chest in that room. That was the cape.
No, in that room, the other chest was Bombos.
Oh, that's right. T-Rock, it was in Turtle Rock.
Oh, okay, my bad. My memory is still on Randomizer at the very moment.
Oh, he's being kind of cautious with this Ganon fight now.
I don't blame him.
Yeah,
I don't either.
After all that, I wouldn't want to risk it.
But he's on to phase 3.
Strats, though.
Also, I hope you don't mind me hanging around. I'd totally love to be able to chat with Baker in the process.
Not at all.
I have no issues with that.
All right, cool. Just double checking. Didn't want to accidentally shoe myself in. Selfishly. There we go. I can words.
Words are hard.
Oh, words are hard. We've had hard time with words all this whole time.
English is my primary language.
The wordy dirty make the mouth meats hurt.
Oh, failed the torch lit.
no!
Oh no.
I don't know if he's got another potion.
He had at least 2 when he came in.
He should not be using fire rod at this point.
Yeah, fire rod is a bad choice. Unless he's got 3 potions.
Ah.
All right, that's one.
While we're waiting, I'm actually just gonna address my chat real quick, so I'm gonna mute myself and then I'll be back.
All right.
See, that's what keeps happening to me when I try Silverless Ganon, is that I get the timing off.
Yeah. Can you even hit him? Can you even hit him if you don't have the torches lit?
No, you can't.
I think he's done.
Yeah, I think he might be.
I don't think he can beat it.
Oh no.
Ooh, yep, that's a forfeit.
Oh, yeah, it is.
Well,
I
that
came back
is-
because I looked in IRC just in case, and then I saw that and went, oh no.
I don't really blame him for being upset at
Yeah.
that. That was not that's not a good spot.
No, I'd be frustrated too. I guess for me, myself, the spite would be so real that I would refuse to until I got it, even if I was just brain dead afterwards. But oh, I don't blame him. That is rough.
I almost don't want to ask if he wants an interview.
Well, we can ask, but
Yeah.
I wouldn't be insulted if he said no.
Besides, if you didn't offer, it might come off as if you're trying to say, I don't care because you forfeited, and let's be real, no one wants to expect that.
I'm honestly a little sad. Like,
Ew.
that's an unfortunate spot to finish that in. I can hear myself.
You can hear yourself.
Ken.
And apparently he's listening to us according to IRC. Oh,
Well,
I'll come in
okay.
in a few minutes.
I will say that this has been a whole lot of fun, even if I don't get to commentate any seeds during the any races during the bracketed knockout. It's been a whole lot of fun getting to commentate these group stage seeds.
It has. And I always like watching the runners, even if I'm not one commentating. I get to learn so much about this wonderful game.
Welcome, Doctor. Would you like a
Baker.
jelly baby?
I would love a jelly baby right now.
Baker, dude. Oh, I'll let you talk, but my empathy, man. Oh my goodness.
That
All the
was-
empathy.
That was heart-wrenching.
I don't know if you drink. I don't know if you're old enough to drink, but if you do and you're old enough, I will get you a drink sometime. My goodness.
I think that's my next stop after here. I've been pissed off at this seed for almost an hour and a half. I forgot to track that I got power gloves,
Oh.
and
Oh,
so
no.
I forgot completely about the back of Escape, which had Moon Pearl.
Oh no.
So when I saw it was a heart piece or a red rupee in Agonist Cave, I was tilted for sure. And I was staring at my tracker, and I had no idea what I had missed. And I had my menu open, and I saw it, the power glove.
Oh, dude.
Oh, that's rough.
That's not something you want to forget.
No, that. My heart goes out to you on that one. I've made mistakes like that.
But it was easy to miss because it was the very first thing you picked up.
Yup.
It was, wasn't it?
It was one of them, yeah.
No, it was
This
the
is the
first thing.
second
It was
time this
Link's
happened to
house.
me.
Oh, right.
Well, I did this before too. I totally forgot I had hookshot in an SRL race. I went and defeated Agon and won. And I saw that I could have had Dark World access almost half an hour ago. It was just as tilting as this.
Yeah,
Oh,
that
man.
is without trying to seem like it's just pandering to your anger right now. No, I don't blame you. It's mistakes like that I also definitely have had, and it's one of those things that after enough repetition, you will remember it so much that you're just going to, or at least for me, get so anxious about it that you're going to double check, triple check everything. Hope it works out for you soon.
Ugh, I hope so too. I don't know, Glenntai, did you see how many times I died in Ganon's tower just making the climb?
I didn't. I was in the middle of a handful of things, but I ended up hearing when I joined in the interview, every time someone would go, "Oh," if I tried to open up the stream, my thing would mess up. But still, like I heard, and then I heard that you were going back in when I came in because I was wondering where you were because I was just like, wait a minute, no, but Baker does well. Baker's pretty good, and I was gonna worry about a close race. And then I heard you're entering GT, and I was like, wait a minute. And then they were like, yeah, right at the end of the gauntlet. And oh,
Yeah, I got
Yeah,
at the end of the gauntlet and then sniped at the stairs. I think I did GT 3 times.
oh my God.
give you an idea. Give you an idea how close it was, even late, when you were finishing Trinex, Baker. Glenntai was just finishing Aga 2.
Oh wow. I thought I was a lot further behind with the Power Glove and early deaths with Thieves Town and Argus. Argus,
No,
that really got me
believe it or
too.
not, we both had spaghetti fests. I ended up dying to blind and then several times in GT to the point where I was just ready to, I don't know, I wasn't going to quit, but I was just absolutely furious inside.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, you two were actually really close. And there were several points where we thought Baker was ahead. There were several points where we thought Glenn was ahead.
I'm going to have to rewatch this. This sounds like it's a good run.
But the big point was that Glenn, again, you did the dark rooms, and that did sort of put you in a commanding lead after a while.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
The Swamp Palace play and the early Hookshot Cave play really, we were thinking put you a little bit ahead at those points, Baker.
Yeah, I was thinking that because of the Power Glove thing that I was behind, and so that when I got into Dark World, I saw Swamp Palace was a crystal, and so I thought, I know what I'll do. I'll run in here real fast, knock it out, and I'll pick up some pace and keep running through because like I like Swamp Palace. I've run it the most, and it's for me it's a fun dungeon. I like it.
You
But
know, same actually. I hear you.
I died at Argus, and I sat there like, oh my god, I haven't died to him since I started playing Link to the Past when I was a kid. I'm just like, oh my god.
My empathy. The one time I died in our most nights ever since I started going to the race. Promised myself I'd never admit it on stream, but here we are.
Yeah, getting it all out.
Hey, it was a whole lot of fun getting to commentate for you guys.
All right. Well,
And by all means, thank you.
we're
Yeah,
being
thank you
told
for
to wrap it
commentating.
up.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So this has been a great run. Again, give everyone involved a follow. Give Glenntai and who42baker a follow. Give Epi Blitkos and Isolated 999 a follow. Give DM Stewart a follow. Don't give me a follow. I'm a jerk.
No, give him a follow.
Absolutely give Drake Tempest a follow.
Even if it's out of spite because he said that, give him a follow.
And be sure to check out the other
races and events going on all throughout the weekend. Apparently, this weekend's really packed for races.
Yeah, we're looking at a lot of tiebreaker races coming up. There's been a lot of groups that have 3-way tie breaks.
And they're going to be on Randomizer Mania 1 through 3 and Speed Gaming 1 through 4.
And the Ocho, Randomizer Mania 4.
The Ocho.
Oh, and apparently right now there's a 4-way going on at Speed Gaming.
Yo, I'm gonna make some popcorn and pop on over there.
I think I'll join you.
I think I'll mix a hard drink and get over there.
Hey, good
I
call.
have been DM Stewart 1981.
I've been Drake Tempest.
Thanks for watching.
Have a good night.